to Earth, which stars David Bowie in a non-singing role as a visitor from another planet who thrives and grows rich and is finally screwed by the establishment. In this scene, early in his rise to the position of an extraterrestrial Citizen Kane, he asks his earthly lieutenant, played by Buck Henry, to assess the value of the inventions Bowie has brought with him.
It means, Mr. Newton, that you can take RCA, Eastman Kodak, and DuPont for starters.
In, say, 3 years, what would this be worth to me?
I'm a lawyer, not an accountant, Mr. Newton. But I'd say it must be something in the area of $300 million.
No more.
More?
I need more.
What the hell for? I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to sound like that. It's just I'm trying to adjust my mind to all this.
I'll offer you 10% of my net profits, plus 5% of all corporate holdings.
I must think about it all. I'll ask Trevor to take you home. I don't drive.
Thank you. I have my own drive for it.
All night?
If you take this assignment, you'll have complete authority below me. I don't want to have contact with anyone except you. When you take this position, Mr. Farnsworth, you'll be able to replace your antiquated sound equipment and buy some of mine.
Buy it?
At cost, naturally.
Perhaps you're not so different after all, Mr. Newton.
I suppose The Man Who Fell to Earth could be interpreted as a religious allegory, or more simply as an illustration of how the human race will always destroy what it doesn't understand. I don't think its message is terribly profound in any event, but that doesn't matter too much because it's a remarkable piece of filmmaking. It's rather too long, at times it's self-indulgent and repetitious, and sometimes it's a bit too mysterious for its own good. For instance, I can't see how David Bowie came into possession of the sophisticated technological information on which he bases his fortune, because as far as one can tell, the only form of transport on his planet is a kind of monorail train, apparently constructed out of dried cow dung, and nobody will convince me that anyone ever fell to Earth in that. On the other hand, I think it's reasonable to overlook such flaws because Nicholas Roeg, the director who made Performance and Don't Look Now, is a genuinely creative filmmaker, a man who controls and marshals his images to overwhelming effect. The Man Who Fell to Earth is visually fascinating and intellectually interesting, to say the least. There's an excellent performance from Buck Henry, a good one from Rip Torn as a libidinous scientist, and the love interest is convincingly provided by Candy Clark. As for David Bowie, well, with that orange hair and strange androgynous face, I'm not at all sure that he isn't a visitor from another planet in any case. He's ideally cast, I'll say that, but whether he can add acting ability to the other ambivalent things he does remains to be seen. He's very effective in this film, but how would he fare under a less sensitive director than Nicholas Roeg? Well, the future will no doubt take care of that question. Meanwhile, let's see the first meeting between the mysterious visitor and Candy Clark as the hotel chambermaid who becomes his mistress.
I'll take that. No, I'll take the stairs.
Bye-bye.
Oh. No, keep on going.
Oh, God. Oh, God. God. Oh. Are you all right? All right. You're all right now. We're on the fifth floor. Oh, my God. Oh. It's gonna be okay. Oh.
Must be a very strong girl, you know. Well, just as a matter of interest, here's another version of what that film is about. It's the version according to Buck Henry in a recent interview in America.
The Man Who Fell to Earth is not necessarily about a man, certainly not about the Earth, and as far as I can see, contains no falling whatsoever. And in this respect, encapsulates the ambivalence, if not the ambiguity, of all art. as we know it today.
I don't think he can be serious. Do you think he can be serious? Hope he's not serious. The Man Who Fell to Earth was made on location in New Mexico and was financed by British Lion with a little help from its friend, the National Film Finance Corporation. Ignoring the predominance of Americans in the cast, it is in fact a truly British film aimed at an international market, and that's pretty unusual these days. About 2/3 of the production money for British pictures still comes from America. As the Prime Minister's Working Party, the Prime Minister at the time, you may remember, was a man called Wilson, well, as that Working Party reported recently, in economic terms, many of the greatest successes of British film talent have assisted the US economy far more than they've helped the British. Absurd perhaps, but true. Largely because British companies and British bankers are reluctant to invest in films. Meanwhile, the general state of the British industry is neatly summed up by the fact that the screen version of James Herriot's bestseller, It Shouldn't Happen to a Vet, has been financed by the Reader's Digest, another British boost to the American economy, no doubt.
The Man Who Fell to Earth is about an alien who comes from a dying, drought-stricken planet to see if our resources on Earth can support his people. As he's taken human form to protect his true identity, the only way he can get back is by making himself fabulously rich in order to finance his own private space program. But with the human skin comes the human heart and all that that is prey to. In short, the human condition, to which he falls a terrible victim, dislocated in time and space. I've made the film sound a bit more straightforward than it is, but someone should say something succinct about the plot, since scriptwriter Paul Meyersberg has tangled the novel on which it's based into something dangerously oblique. The success of the film, and though it's a qualified one, it is a success, lies in the mesmerizing visual style adopted by Nicholas Roeg, to my mind the most brilliant and audaciously original filmmaker Britain has produced in the last 10 years. I wish I could show you what I mean, but I can't. The film company has now withdrawn permission for us to show any clips. We've only been able to get hold of a trailer, but it might just give you some idea of the film's flavour. Well, despite all that, this really is a British film of intelligence, individuality, and one on which a large sum of money has been imaginatively gambled. The biggest artistic gamble of all, of course, was the casting of David Bowie as the space oddity. He's simply superb. Not in a radarish way, of course, but his aura, his whole persona, is stunningly well used. It's his first major film role, but Bowie did appear briefly in the 1969 film The Virgin Soldiers. See if you can spot him.
I've had 6 grand views. 8? No, I haven't 8.
Where's Tusker?
Where do you think? He'll be getting a quick rope back at the armoury.
Now you see him, now you don't. That was him walking across the screen in the background, a collector's item if ever there was one.
Well, The Virgin Soldiers will never be the same again, will it?
Right.
The film really does exploit Bowie's persona very well, much in the same way that Roeg used Jagger in Performance
absolutely.
5 years ago. And it's extraordinary the way that the stage persona dovetails into the film.
It's a brilliant piece of casting rather than acting.
Yes, and I think Roeg has proved himself very good at that.
I found the film absolutely fascinating, but it was visually so densely textured and so rich, and also I found very elliptical, that I came away thinking I must see it again, because I'm sure I missed an awful lot of it. And in a way, although that means I'm enticed to see it again, I also feel it's a slight criticism in that I did also feel I had missed a lot, and I think a lot of people will find that it's a bit like
a wide analysis, because you don't sell season tickets to cinemas.
Right.
But there's a hell of a lot of visual strength in the film.
It's extraordinary. It's very, very self-contained. It has almost no terms of reference outside itself.
No, and this is partly what makes it difficult to get into it to start
Although there are a
with.
lot of movies referred to, it's not like... I think it presents an alien vision very well and makes the familiar seem odd.
Well, The Man Who Fell to Earth opens in London next Thursday.